South Africa has experienced many shocking crimes over the years, but some cases have captured the attention of the entire nation. These were not ordinary murders. They involved famous musicians, top government officials, politicians, anti corruption investigators, and sports stars. Some of the victims were targeted because of their public roles, while others were killed under mysterious circumstances that are still being debated today. Some of these cases have resulted in arrests and court trials. Others remain unsolved, leaving families and the public searching for answers. Together, they reveal the dangers faced by people in positions of influence and the ongoing challenge of violent crime in South Africa. Today, we are counting down 8 of the most shocking assassination cases in South Africa, starting with the most recent and ending with one of the country's biggest celebrity tragedies. Let's begin. Number 8, Major General Feroz Khan. Our countdown begins with a case that is still unfolding. On June 29, 2026, South Africa woke up to reports that Major General Feroz Khan had survived what police believe was an attempted assassination. The senior crime intelligence officer was driving through Houghton, Johannesburg, when gunmen opened fire on his vehicle. Khan suffered gunshot wounds and was rushed to the hospital, where doctors treated his injuries. Police immediately launched a major investigation. Specialized units, including the Hawks, crime intelligence investigators, detectives, and the political killings task team, were assigned to the case. The timing of the attack raised many questions. Just days later, Khan was expected to testify before the Madlanga Commission, where he was expected to answer questions about several serious allegations involving crime intelligence. Although many people wondered whether the shooting was connected to his planned testimony, police have repeatedly warned against speculation. Investigators say no motive has been confirmed and no suspects have been publicly identified. Because the investigation is still active, many questions remain unanswered. Number 7, Mpo Mafole. Next is a case that raised fresh concerns about corruption and public safety. Mpo Mafole served as the divisional head of forensic audits in the city of Ekurhuleni. His job involved investigating fraud, financial misconduct, and corruption inside the municipality. In 2025, Mafole was shot and killed in what authorities believe was a targeted attack. His death shocked the government officials and the anti-corruption organizations across South Africa. Because of the nature of his work, many people questioned whether his investigations had made him a target. Police opened a murder investigation, but many details surrounding the motive have remained unclear. For many South Africans, Mafole's death highlighted the dangers faced by officials responsible for exposing corruption. Number 6, Cindi Magaqa. Former ANC Youth League Secretary General Cindi Magaqa was once considered one of South Africa's rising political leaders. But in 2017, his political career came to a tragic end. While driving in KwaZulu-Natal, Magaka's vehicle came under attack by armed gunmen. He was seriously wounded during the shooting. Although doctors fought to save his life, he later died from complications caused by his injuries. His death shocked the country's political community. Many believed the attack was connected to local political disputes, although investigations continued for years. Several suspects were eventually arrested, but the case became another reminder of South Africa's long-running problem with political violence. Even today, Magaka's assassination remains one of the country's most well-known political murder cases. Number 5, Babita Deokaran. Babita Deokaran was not a politician or a celebrity. She was a dedicated public servant who worked for the Gauteng Department of Health. Her role focused on managing finances and helping uncover suspicious government spending. She became known for exposing questionable financial transactions connected to government contracts. On the morning of August 23, 2021, after dropping her daughter at school, Deokaran returned home. As she arrived outside her house, gunmen ambushed her. She was shot multiple times and died at the scene. Her mother shocked South Africa because she had reportedly assisted investigators looking into corruption involving COVID-19 contracts. Many people viewed her as a courageous whistleblower who paid the ultimate price. Several suspects were arrested, but the case continues to attract national attention because of its possible connection to organized crime and corruption. Her death became a symbol of the risk faced by people who expose wrongdoing. Number four, Senzo Meyiwa. Few murders have generated as much public interest as the death of Senzo Meyiwa. Meyiwa was one of South Africa's greatest goalkeepers. He captained both Orlando Pirates and the South African national team, making him one of the country's most admired athletes. On October 26, 2014, Meyiwa was visiting friends in Vosloorus when he was shot inside a house. Initial reports suggested that robbers had entered the home. However, as the investigation continued, many conflicting accounts emerged. Over the years, the case experienced repeated delays, new suspects, changing witness statements, and lengthy court proceedings. The investigation became one of the most closely followed criminal cases in South African history. More than a decade later, the trial continues, while many South Africans still hope the full truth will eventually come out. Number three, Chris Hani. At number three is one of the most significant political assassinations in South African history. Chris Hani was one of the country's most respected anti-apartheid leaders. He served as General Secretary of the South African Communist Party and was a senior leader within the African National Congress. On April 10, 1993, Hani returned home in Boksburg. As he stepped out of his car, he was shot and killed. His assassination shocked the nation. At the time, South Africa was preparing for its first democratic elections after decades of apartheid. Many feared the country would fall into violence. Instead, national leaders appealed for calm, helping prevent a larger crisis. The assassination became one of the defining moments in South Africa's transition to democracy. More than 30 years later, Chris Hani remains one of the country's most influential political figures. Number two, Tibello Tibbs Motswani. Many people remember the tragic death of rapper AKA, but standing beside him during the attack was another well-known South African. Tibello Tibbs Motswani was a respected celebrity chef, entrepreneur, and media personality. He worked with many famous artists and helped shape South Africa's entertainment industry. On the evening of February 10, 2023, Tibbs and AKA were leaving a restaurant on Florida Road in Durban. As they stood outside, gunmen approached and opened fire. Both men died at the scene. Police later described the shooting as a carefully planned hit rather than a random robbery. The attack shocked millions of South Africans and sparked one of the country's biggest murder investigations involving celebrities. Authorities later arrested several suspects, but court proceedings are still ongoing. For Tibbs' family, friends, and supporters, his death remains a heartbreaking loss. Number one, AKA. At the top of our list is one of South Africa's most famous musicians. Born Kenan Forbes, aka, became one of Africa's biggest hip hop stars. He built a successful career with hit songs, award winning albums, and collaborations with artists from around the world. Over the years, he became one of the most recognizable faces in African music. That made what happened on February 10, 2023, even more shocking. While visiting Durban with friends, AKA spent the evening at a popular restaurant on Florida Road. As he prepared to leave, a gunman approached and opened fire. The rapper was killed instantly. His close friend, Tibello Tibbs Motswani, also lost his life during the attack. News of AK's death spread across South Africa within minutes. Fans gathered outside the crime scene. Tributes poured in from musicians, politicians, athletes, and celebrities around the world. Many described the loss as one of the darkest moments in South African entertainment history. Investigators later announced that they believed the attack had been carefully planned. Police arrested several suspects and said the murder was not believed to be a random act of violence. Even so, the case remains one of the country's most closely watched criminal investigations. AKA's influence continues to live on through his music. His songs remain popular across Africa, while fans continue to remember him as one of South Africa's greatest hip hop artists. His tragic death became more than just another crime story. It became another national moment of grief. These 8 cases remind us that violence can affect anyone, from musicians and athletes to politicians, investigators, and senior police officials. Some of these investigations have led to arrests and criminal trials. Others still leave important questions unanswered. For the families left behind, justice is about more than convictions. It is about finally learning the truth. As investigations continue and courts walk through these cases, millions of South Africans continue hoping that those responsible will ultimately be held accountable. Which of these cases shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories from South Africa and around the world. Thanks for watching.